This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
All right. Let's hear from Tua now. Tua addressed the media also this weekend. Let's go over the young man's comments as he talks about his stage on where he's at right now in Dolphin training camp.
Tua is obviously a kind of an emotional day for you and your offense. And Fitz got the word about his mom. What did you say to him, and how did you go from that, learning that to starting a game 10, 15 minutes later?
Yeah, I'd say I'd say that was something pretty difficult. I kind of told Fitz that I'm here for him, but it was something more so emotional for me too, because I kind of thought of my own mom, and just the thought of not having a family member, losing a family member. I mean, it's hard. So, being given that circumstance, being told that, I had to be ready to go out with the first group today. I mean, it wasn't something that I was nervous to do, but it was more so I kind of felt what I would say kind of what Fitz was going through. I got emotional when Fitz ended up leaving too, and while we were about to pray as a team. But that's not something that's easy. And so I reached out to him too, telling him that he was, in my prayers. He's been on my mind and my heart. And if they need anything, they can reach out to me, that I'm here.
Cam Wolf.
So, like you mentioned, you had to go out on the field after that. And this was, I guess, your first game-like action since the injury. How did it feel for you personally to kind of get back into the flow of things in that respect?
Yeah, I think there was some good today. There were also some not so good. But I think it was a learning curve for me and a lot of the rookies. There's some things we need to clean up offensively on my end, and just things in general with communication. And then for me, not turning the ball over in situations. So being better with situational awareness, down and distance, and then communication. And that's why we got film too, to be able to go over that. So, after this interview, I'll probably go and look at the film and then get ready before our meeting tonight with what our coaches have to say.
Josh?
Hey, Tua, the last time we talked to you, man, you talked about your relationship with Fitz and, how he had FaceTime you and showed you his family. In about the month plus that you've gotten to know him as a teammate, what does he embody as a teammate, and just the impact of what he brings to the team?
Yeah, Fitz is just a wholesome person. The way he is out on the field, same way he is off the field. I don't think there's really a distinct, change in who he is. I mean, what you see out there is really who Fitz is. He's a coach. He's a mentor on and off the field, but he's also a very, very family-oriented person. Very loving, very caring for guys, and he's funny too. He's really funny.
Cam Wolf.
Hey, Tua, I just wanted to ask you, I got some a little bit different spectrum. What is it like, I guess, going back to draft day, you're drafted with an organization that has, a black head coach and a black GM, and you being a person of color. What does it mean to you to have that sort of diversity, at those three positions in your org?
Yeah, I think that's something very unique, first off, because you don't get that too often around the NFL. So I think it speaks volumes to the organization, the Dolphins organization, from the top down, from the president to the, GM, CEO, whatever you want to say. It speaks volume that, whoever can get the job done for us, that's who we're going to go with. And so, we're very blessed to have Flo as our head coach. And we trust that the decisions that he's going to make for our team are in our best interest.
Couple more. We'll go to Safid.
Hey, Tua, I noticed, during the final drive of the game there, you got the team to the 49-yard line. There was a timeout, and then, the offense got pulled there. Were you hoping to finish the game there? Were you hoping to kind of, make a comeback there down 10-6? And, what's just your overall thoughts on how you played today?
Yeah, I would say, first off, my overall thoughts on my play wasn't to where I want it to be, and I don't think anyone, today is where they want to be. But to me, it's really not taking it a series at a time. It's more so a play. What can I do to put our offense in the best position on this play? And like I said, there were some good, there were some bad. It's just an opportunity to continue to learn, continue to grow. Communication with the guys is going to be key coming to the sideline, and then in practices that we're going to have. But I was hoping to be able to finish that drive. I don't know what happened, but hey, that's how the game goes. You do all you can until, something happens. And I mean, like I said, you can only do as much as you can.
One more. We'll go.
One of the things before we get to the last question, and what I like about that answer, and look, he says all the right things. It's really hard to find. I mean, the kid just handles everything right. But what I like is that he has a level-headed approach to everything. And he just seems like the guy that whenever he does get in that pressure situation, it won't get the best of him. And when he gets into that successful situation, it also won't get the best of him. He's had plenty of success at the college level, and it's never wavered. He doesn't become Johnny Manziel. Get what I'm talking about now? A little success, and you think you're like the greatest in sliced bread, and then you invented the position, and then, you're going to come and watch me work out? I'm going to work out with pads and rock music playing. Remember when Johnny Manziel did his private workout that way? Nobody had done stuff like that because that's Johnny Manziel. And this kid, what I love about it is he's going to fail. He's going to succeed. It's going to be the same dude. He didn't get to finish that drive. Of course he wanted to finish that drive, but he's not going to overreact about it either. Oh, damn it, yeah, I'm pissed off about this. No, he doesn't get pissed off about anything. And then he doesn't go crazy about anything in celebration. You know what I'm saying? And so I really like that about him. I think Josh Rosen has that quality too, where he's not going to get too high, not going to get too low. You can tell it's kind of in his demeanor as it is. And I find that to be so important for a quarterback, because if there's one dude that I want to have total control of their emotions all the time, it's got to be the quarterback. The quarterback can't be acting like a complete goofball out there. You know what I mean? It's got to be a dude that understands where he's at, and he's leading, and he has to lead in every way, on the field, off the field, in the meeting room. It doesn't matter. And that's what I like about Tua.
Guys are both very level-headed and grounded.
Yeah. Remember, it's kind of what I was telling you about, and I know it's, in a way, it's a terrible example because he's not batting well. But Lewis Brinson, I don't know if you caught him the other day in his interview, and he just blows me away. It's like, you've been through hell, dude. You can't hit over 150. You can't hit over 200. You're hovering right around 100 right now. And yet, your defense is exceptional. Your attitude is through the roof, okay? If you watch Lewis Brinson, how is it that you cannot root for this kid? Something's wrong with you, right? I mean, when you see this kid, it's like, wow, I want him to succeed. I want him to have a ton of success. And that's what I like about these guys. And Rosen has been through hell, dude. Arizona gave up on you. The team that just traded for you after 1 year went and drafted another quarterback, and the attitude is still there to work hard, to get better, and he understands where and what I love is it's clear he understands where he's at. He needs to get better as a player, and if he does, everything else will take care of itself. He'll be the starter here, or he'll be the starter somewhere else. But he's never going to be the starter here or somewhere else if he doesn't have the right attitude, if he doesn't go about doing his job right, all of these things. And if it's something that you do notice in the Rosen and Tua press conferences is that they're carrying themselves the right way. They're saying the right things, and they've got the right attitude about all of it. Fire off the final question.
Joe Shad.
Hey, Tua. Saw the documentary that you guys put together. It was really well done. One of the things that was commented on in the movie that I thought was interesting was when you talked about how your grandfather said to be a lion and not a gazelle. You have a choice to be a lion or a gazelle. I'm wondering how that story apply to training camp for you.
Yeah, I think that saying really relates to life in general. For me, you got the lion and the gazelle. They both wake up in the morning and they both got to run. One is running to something, one is running away from something, and which one are you? And so for me, you take on the mindset of trying to wake up and become a lion every day. You always want to go and chase your goals for the day, get better, do something good for the community. And I really think it's just something that I can take in life in general, not just training camp. I'm chasing to be the best Tua that I can be, both on and off the field. And really that's it.
And that's the attitude we should all have. You know what I mean? And you need to have that kind of attitude in life. I completely agree with him 1,000%. And the fact that here's a kid that knows he's battling for a position, right? You were the number one guy in Alabama. Now you come here, and now you got to earn. And you got the kind of coach that isn't going to give it to you. Flores isn't giving anything to anybody. You're going to have to take it away from Ryan Fitzpatrick. And what I love about Tua is I see a lot of Dwayne Wade. It's the great young man. He's easy to get along with. He's super cool, works his ass off, super hungry, will shake your hand, look at you in the eye, but when he's competing, he's going to cut your heart out. And that's what it is. You want to be a gazelle or you want to be a lion. And he's right. And that's the proper way to, influence your kid one way or another. So I like that about Tua. And I think, that's one of those traits that I have always admired about some of the great players that are the nicest guys in the world. Barry Sanders, quiet and unassuming, but he's going to slice you up and run for 1,000 yards in one game if he can. You know what I mean? It's not like he's going to let up. Wade was the nicest guy in the world. Fourth quarter rolls around, he wants to cut your heart out. Magic Johnson had a still has a smile to this day that can light up the entire universe. A personality that it's impossible to not like. Magic is that dude that has it all. I don't know if there's been a more charismatic superstar than that guy. But yet, game time comes, cuts your heart out. I like those kind of guys. They're a breed apart from most. They're not common. It's not normal. It's normal to be Barry Bonds. It's not normal to be Walter Payton. You know what I mean? It's normal to have an edge. It's normal to bring something like that to it. It's rare that you're such an incredibly nice and humble person. And then when you line up, here comes Walter, and he puts his head right in your chest like a ram and pops your ass back for 5 yards when you thought you were going to hit him. He hit you. You know, those kind of dudes are few and far between. I think Tua'S that guy. I really do. And all we got to do is hope he stays healthy, and I think we're going to see that dude that's going to cut people's heart outs. And hopefully, like Wade, he'll bring a title to Miami in 2023 when it's all said and done.